The morning Luisa's life shattered. He was drinking synthetic coffee in his cramped apartment on station Kepler 442, watching the news feed about another failed peace treaty with the Draconian Empire. 20 years had passed since the war ended, but tensions remained high between humans and the dragon-like aliens who controlled half the galaxy. The knock on his door was soft, almost hesitant. Luisa opened it to find 5 young women standing in the corridor. They were breathtaking, tall, with scales that shimmered like opals beneath their human-seeming skin, eyes that held vertical slits, and an otherworldly grace that made his heart skip. But it wasn't their beauty that froze him in place. It was their faces. Each one resembled her. "Father," the tallest one said, her voice carrying a melodic undertone that no human throat could produce. "We need your help." Luisa stumbled backward. I don't have children." The 5 women exchanged glances. The shortest one, whose scales gleamed copper in the station's artificial light, stepped forward. "We are Luisa, 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 and Luisa," she said, gesturing to each of her sisters in turn. "Named in the Draconian tradition, all daughters share one name, differentiated by our scale colors. I am Copper Luisa." The name hit him like a physical blow. Zephyrina. 23 years ago, Luisa had been a young Marine stationed on the border world of Threshold. The war had just begun, and fear of the dragons consumed humanity. Then he'd found her, injured, hiding in the ruins of a bombed-out city, her dragon form too damaged to maintain. She'd shifted into a humanoid shape to conserve energy, and he'd made a choice that should have gotten him court-martialed. He'd hidden her, healed her, protected her. For 3 months, they'd lived in those ruins together. She'd taught him about draconian culture, about how humans and dragons weren't so different. He'd shared stories of Earth, of his childhood, of his dreams for peace. And somewhere in that devastation, surrounded by war, they'd fallen in love. When her strength returned, she'd kissed him one last time and flown away into a crimson dawn. He'd never seen her again. "Your mother," Luisa whispered, his voice cracking. "Zephyrina survived the war. She united the fractured dragon clans," said Silver Luisa, the tallest. "She ended the war from our side, pushed for the treaties. She spoke of a human who showed her that our species could coexist." "We didn't," said Emerald Luisa, whose scales caught the light like gemstones. "We searched for years in secret. Then 3 days ago, Mother was poisoned. Before she lost consciousness, she gave us your name and location." Luisa's mind raced. "Poisoned? Lord Carvax!" spat Golden Luisa, flames literally flickering at the corners of her mouth. "He leads the war faction, dragons who want to restart the conflict with humanity. With Mother incapacitated, he's moving to seize the throne." "And he's framed us for the poisoning," added Sapphire Luisa quietly. "We're fugitives in our own empire. We can't get close to Mother." "I'm human," Luisa said, understanding. "I can move through human space freely. But how does that help?" Copper Luisa smiled, revealing delicate fangs. "Not if you know the old migration routes. Father, we are half human, half dragon. We've been studying human medicine and xenobiology our entire lives, preparing for the day we might bridge our 2 peoples. But Mother's condition is beyond us. The poison is of ancient dragon make, forbidden since before the war." "The Vault of Whispers," Silver Luisa said. "A human research facility in deep space where your government stores alien artifacts from the war. They have a sample of the antidote. We've confirmed it. But no dragon can approach that station." Luisa looked at these 5 young women, his daughters, and felt 23 years of buried emotions crash over him. He'd loved Zephyrina, loved. In another universe, another time, they might have had a life together. Instead, she'd borne their children alone, raised them, become a queen, fought for peace. And now, she was dying. "The Vault of Whispers is black site military," he said slowly. "Breaking in would make me a traitor to humanity." "We know what we're asking," Emerald Louisa said softly. "We had hoped. But we understand if—" "I didn't say no," Louisa interrupted. He looked at each of his daughters in turn, seeing Zephyrina's strength in their eyes, her determination in their stance. "I said I'd be a traitor to humanity, but humanity taught me that love matters more than flags." He grabbed his jacket from the hook by the door. Golden Louisa's fierce expression cracked into a brilliant smile. "I'll do more than that," Louisa said, his old Marine training kicking in. "I'll get that antidote, we'll save your mother, and then we're going to expose Carvax and his conspiracy." 5 identical grins spread across 5 beautiful faces. Scales rippled beneath skin, eyes glowed with inner fire. "Father," Sapphire Louisa said, "we are the Queen's daughters." As Louisa sealed his apartment behind him, likely for the last time, he felt something he hadn't experienced in decades: purpose. He'd thought his story with Zephyrina had ended 23 years ago in those ruins. But as he followed his 5 dragon daughters toward their hidden ship, Louisa realized the truth. Their story was just beginning.